telling you that there is a structural similarity between penicillin. Penicillin is an example of beta-lactam. And the D-alanine is a substrate, is a food for bacteria for cell wall synthesis and strengthening. So they know that bacteria like this one, D-alanine, for its cell wall development. So the people that manufacture beta-lactam, example penicillin, they look at this structure. They now mimic this structure. So that when it's coming to bacteria will think that is this D-alanine. Are you getting the explanation now?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting the explanation now? Because I don't want you to cram it.
Yes, sir.
This penicillin exploits the structural similarity of D-alanine.
D-alanine.
Is it D-alanine? No. D-alanine. D-alanine. D-alanine and D-alanine. Alanine called alanine.
Not alanine, it's alanine.
Alanine. So you can see what they mean by the penicillin exploit the structural similarity of this D-alanine. You know that the organism will not be able to differentiate between the two of them. It will think that this is what it's expecting. This is what comes in. So the thing will just go to the penicillin binding site where the D-alanine and D-alanine bind to for cell development, cell wall development. The penicillin will bind into that penicillin binding protein. And what will be the result? It will prevent the normal function of this D-alanine. You know that it is not D-alanine. Okay, it comes as a subterfuge, as a trick. You know the meaning of subterfuge?
A mimicry.
Mimicry as a bait or as a trick. So, do you now get what I'm trying to explain here?
Yeah.
So, thus making the protein binding penicillin binding protein unavailable for the synthesis of new peptidonucleotide. Peptidonucleotide is a structure in the cell wall. This is the bacteria is expecting D-alanine, but instead penicillin comes in because of the structural similarity. This leads to disruption in layers of peptidoglycan, resulting in cell lysis. Similarly, glycopeptide and polypeptide exhibit the same mode of action. It's not only beta-lactam that uses this one. Also, glycopeptide and polypeptide, they use this same cell wall synthesis. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go to inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis. Anytime you hear nucleic acid, you know they are talking about DNA and RNA. Are you getting it? And antibiotics that uses inhibition of nucleic acid, that is DNA, is fluoroquinolones. Example of fluoroquinolones is what?
Ciprofloxacin.
Ciprofloxacin. So there are two enzymes. There are two enzymes that are useful for bacteria. For gram-positive, it is called topoisomerase 4. For gram-negative, it is called topoisomerase 2 or DNA gyrase. So these two enzymes, they are needed for DNA replication of bacteria. That is nucleic acid synthesis of bacteria. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
But this antibiotics that acts by inhibiting nucleic acid it will inhibit the two enzymes because you know that these two enzymes are needed for synthesis of their DNA. It will just go and attack the two enzymes, inactivate them. Topoisomerase 2 is found only in gram-negative and is otherwise called DNA gyrase. Topoisomerase 4 is found only in gram-positive. But this fluoroquinolone, example ciprofloxacin, will make sure that these two enzymes do not work. It interferes with their with the two enzymes. That's what I explained here. In gram-positive organism, fluoroquinolone targets topoisomerase 4, while the antibiotic target DNA gyrase, that is topoisomerase 2 in gram-negative pathogen, e.g. E. coli. That's what I just explained. So what does fluoroquinolones do? They prevent the rejoining of DNA strand at the DNA cleavage stage, thereby disrupting DNA synthesis. Once the DNA synthesis is disrupted, the cell will die. You know the importance of DNA in replication. You know the importance of DNA in everything the organism does. Even we human beings, we know what DNA is all about. So if anybody interferes with our DNA, that means that person is trying to reconfigure us.
Yes.
And that it can lead to death. That's exactly what fluoroquinolone, example ciprofloxacin, is doing to these two enzymes, DNA gyrase for gram-negative organism and topoisomerase 4 for gram-positive organism. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
There is no way, there is nothing you are going to write for me if you do not put the two enzymes there, the topoisomerase 4 and DNA gyrase. You have not written anything under the inhibition of nucleic acid synthesis, because that is their target. They target the two enzymes. And when you are writing for me under inhibition of cell wall synthesis, if you do not talk about penicillin binding protein, you do not talk about D-alanine and D-alanine and penicillin that is exploiting the structural similarity, you have not said anything. No. Actually, don't if you like, go and write the epistle. If those cocoa are not there, you have not said anything. Can we go to the inhibition of protein synthesis? Any question? Hello? Any question? Any question?
No,
if there is no question, just tell me no question so that I can fire on.
No question.
No question. Okay. Inhibition of protein synthesis. In protein synthesis, when you say synthesis, you are manufacturing protein. But some antibiotic will prevent protein synthesis. Even in human being, if protein synthesis is inhibited, what will happen to that person? The person will emaciate. Because there is no protein that is going to repair the worn out cell. Let us use human being as an example. Somebody is not being fed with protein. What happens to that person? Hello?
Immune suppression.
They're exposed to injury.
So
growth
when you
retardation.
have somebody, it is not eating proteinous food. Every time is carbohydrates, fiber. We know the function of protein. Protein replaces our worn-out cells. Abi?
Yes.
Yes,
That's the
sir.
function of protein for us. It regenerates our cells.
Yeah.
The worn-out cells, it will replace them.
Yeah.
And there's no protein. So that means that the person will be aging fast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
The person will be aging fast, and people will be saying that what is wrong with this person is aging more than his real age. And if care is not taken, the person is going little by little. That's exactly what happened to bacteria. The bacteria has what is called 70S, which is subunit. And this 70 subunit is divided into 30S and 50S. How 70 becomes 30 plus 50, I don't know. Because 30 and 50 makes 80, but they say it's 50, 70 years that is divided into 30 and 50. I don't know how they got that arithmetic. So the antibiotics in this group target 30S and 50S subunit of bacterial ribosome, leading to inhibition of protein synthesis. There are two important groups of antibiotics in this protein inhibition of protein synthesis. The first one is aminoglycoside. The second one is chloramphenicol. The aminoglycoside acts on 30S. They inhibit 30S subunit, leading to misreading. You know the meaning of misreading from the word misreading, that is not reading it well. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir.
And
Hi, sir.
premature termination of translation of messenger RNA. Through the process of translation, protein present in messenger RNA is, so the process of translation is the process of synthesizing messenger RNA. Are you getting it? But this the aminoglycoside will inhibit 30S subunit that will lead to termination of translation of messenger RNA. The aminoglycoside inhibit 30S subunit, leading to termination of this. Another antibiotics that are using inhibition of proteins is the tetracycline. Are you getting it? The tetracycline is also targeting 30S subunit. So aminoglycoside and tetracycline, they are using the same mode of action. They are inhibiting 30S. But what does chloramphenicol do? Chloramphenicol inhibits 50S. You know, we are talking about 30S as 50S subunit of bacterial chromosome. The first one is aminoglycoside and tetracycline. They inhibit 30S. While the second one is chloramphenicol, they inhibit 50S subunit. Do you get it? Do you get my explanation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's where they work. You know, when you are writing all these things, you must mention the target. What are these antibiotics targeting? If you have not told me what they are targeting, you have not written anything. You want to write inhibition of protein synthesis now. You did not talk about 30S and 50S. What are the antibiotics that are using 30S? You didn't mention aminoglycoside and tetracycline. What is the example of antibiotics that are targeting 50S? You didn't mention chloramphenicol. You thought you have written anything on inhibition of protein synthesis. You are just wasting your ink. The last but definitely not the least is mechanism of inhibition of folic acid synthesis. This one is just like the D-alanine and penicillin. This one is also using structural dissimilarity. That's what we call sulfonamide and para-aminobenzoic acid, PABA. Sulfonamide is made in form of PABA. PABA is what the organism needs. Sulfonamide is a drug that is mimicking the structure of PABA. When the organism sees sulfonamide, you will think that it's PABA. You can see the structural similarity allows sulfonamide to compete with PABA by acting as phosphate. You know, the penicillin also acts as phosphorate in inhibition of cell wall synthesis. Do you understand? Because the true substrate there is what? What is the true substrate? Inhibition of cell wall synthesis.
Is D-alanine.
Good. The true substrate there is D-alanine, D-alanine. But the penicillin, example of what's it called?
Beta-lactam.
We now act as phosphorate. So the organism will think that it's interacting with D-alanine and D-alanine, D-alanine. But in actual fact, it's interacting with what is going to kill him. Yorùbá ní ikún oúnjẹ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ ó ràn dì mọ́ kò mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ń dùn ló ń pààyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀. That's how D-alanine, that's how penicillin is to D-alanine. The same way is this inhibition of folic acid synthesis. PABA is what is needed by the microorganism, but they know that microorganisms need this aminobenzoic acid. They now go and do sulfonamide in the image of PABA. That's why they say it's acting. PABA, sulfonamide is acting as phosphorate to enzyme dihydrofolate synthesis, which leads to blockade or dihydrofolic acid synthesis. In turn, the synthesis of tetrahydrofolic. This is the normal pathway, but this one is the PABA that will make sure that this pathway flow like this. But once sulfonamide comes into that pathway, it will prevent the pathway from progressing. Do you get? It is only PABA that can make this pathway to go like the way we are talking about. But if sulfonamide comes in to replace PABA, that means this pathway will not go the same way. There will be blockage at here because sulfonamide is not PABA. So what PABA is doing for the pathway to proceed to dihydrofolic acid, from dihydrofolic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid, the sulfonamide will block it at that point. There won't be any synthesis of dihydrofolic acid and tetrahydrofolic acid. The blockade results in stoppage of growth and division of bacteria, which ultimately leads to cell death. With this, we have come to the end of this class. We have done a whole lot of things. We have done a whole lot of things today. We talk about mode of antibiotics, and we talk about resistance. These are things that we can take in 2-3 lectures. But I want a situation whereby, as much as possible, let us learn as much as we can, because I am not the only lecturer. We have limited space we are competing for. Others are here to teach, and they will also want to teach. So I hope I've not wasted much of your time today.
No, sir. That's interesting.
Sir, I'm still expecting the lecture material, sir.
Yes, I will give you the lecture material now. I think I should be able to give you now because this aspect has been concluded. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Let me see if I can send this one now. There's one that is pending. Let me see whether I can attach them together. Let me see.
Okay,
so,
sir.
any question at this point in time?
Yes, sir. I want to ask a question, sir.
Please go ahead.
I don't know if it is part of this lecture. The chloramphenicol as antibiotics for treating typhoid fever. They said it has been abused. That is not good to use it for treating typhoid again. But people are still using it, especially in my own area. If anybody just asks, if they do weather test now, it's positive. They say, hey, go and get chloramphenicol. So, but there was a time that I learned is no more working very well because they've abused it. So is it still good to use it as antibiotics for treating typhoid fever?
Let me just tell you something. There is no antibiotics that has not been abused unless it is out of reach from people. If it is not, if you cannot get it over the counter, they won't abuse it. If it is not too expensive, I mean, if it is too expensive, they won't abuse it. These are factors that leads to abuse. And when they say they abuse something, it is not everybody that abuse it. The same chloramphenicol that is not working for somebody can work for me, because I cannot remember the last time I took antibiotics. You know, some people, they are fond of, anytime they have malaria, they will say they should combine it with amoxicillin or anything. But me, I don't treat my malaria like that. I don't combine it with anything. So I'm very sure that, hello?
Hi, sir. I'm hearing you, sir.
So those people that normally take antibiotics at will or go to chemist shop to get antibiotics, chloramphenicol may not work for them because they have abused it. But people like me that hardly take antibiotics, the same chloramphenicol, I can use it and it will work for me. Are you getting it? So that's why,
yes, sir,
when two persons are suffering from the same infection, for instance, if it is E. coli infection, they are not going to have the same antibiotic pattern, sensitivity pattern. Though the same organism, but the one that is sensitive to E. coli in me may be resistant for E. coli in you. Do you understand? Alaja Fatima.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, I understand. I'm hearing you, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And from the knowledge of resistance I gave to you, if that person has intrinsic resistance and I do not have intrinsic resistance, what do you think will happen to that chloramphenicol?
But for the person that does not have intrinsic resistance, it will not work for the person.
If the person has intrinsic resistance, it will not work for the person.
Yes.
Because there is no binding site for that drug in him. And the second person that is suffering from the same infection, if that one does not have a resistance occasioned by intrinsic resistance, that means that it will work for him.
Yes, sir.
There is something we call bacterial efflux pump. It is also in resistance. As the drug is coming in, the bacterial efflux pump is pumping it out. There's what we call TET pump, TET, tetracycline pump. It's pumping out tetracycline. And it's called narrow resistant pump. And there's another pump that is called MDR pump, multi-drug resistant pump. Any drug that comes in, it will pump it out. Are you getting it? There are several ways by which a drug is resistant. And that's why I paraphrase resistance for you, because there's no way we will talk about mode of action of antibiotic, we will not talk about resistance. This question that you are asking, if you are listening very well for me, you will be able to explain to that person why all those things can happen in the person. I've just told you now, it can be either intrinsic or acquired. Are you getting it?
Sir.
And the intrinsic,
yes,
I have explained the intrinsic for you, and I explained the acquired for you. Acquired is horizontal gene transfer or vertical gene transfer. The vertical gene transfer is mutation in chromosomes, as typified by mutation, deletion, inversion, and insertion. Then the horizontal gene transfer is through transferable genetic material. Example is plasmid, transposon, integron, gene cassette. There are many of them. And they have mode of this transfer. That's why I mentioned conjugation, transformation, and transduction. It's a whole lot of things.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just trying to paraphrase it for you because you need all these things for explanation. A non-medical person will ask you this question. You should be able to tell him something that is responsible for all these things without going deep into it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for
Good
this lecture, sir. Yes, sir, I
Please,
want
what is
to
your name?
ask.
What is your name first?
My name is Olatunde Fisayo Tina.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I want to ask which group does this antibiotics belong to?
Which one?
Clindamycin. I'm just thinking.
Which one?
Clindamycin. Clindamycin.
Clindamycin. Which of the group is clindamycin?
Clindamycin.
I know.
Hello?
I don't think clindamycin is antibiotic. I don't think it's aminoglycoside. Clindamycin. I'm just trying to get what is it? The clindamycin, the group that it belongs to. I'm trying to, but I doubt whether it's aminoglycoside.
I don't. All right, I don't know it. I don't know it. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Because a doctor prescribed it.
Hello. Clindamycin is a lincosamide antibiotic.
Okay.
You go to the table where I put the year of discovery of antibiotics. You will see
All right,
clindamycin
sir.
there. Please,
Okay,
please,
sir.
just let me take this call.
Okay, sir.
You are not hearing because the lecturer muted his mic. Hello, everyone.
Hello, our able class governor, sir.
Yes, so
Hello.
So please, when we come into this, I will continue to evict people. I've evicted somebody else again. One Adedire, I don't know who the person is. I will continue. In fact, I was even merciful. I placed him in the waiting room, and I think he decided to leave. So I will continue to do that. What I do is, you see, you distract me. I don't follow the class most of the time because of this distraction too. Because I need to be muting people, and they'll be unmuting. Somebody will be discussing things. It's just too much. I don't understand. Yes, I'm with you.
Please, why did you muted me the other time? You logged me out of the class, and I don't normally. I
muted you. I didn't log you out.
Hello.
I
am back. When I leave the platform, you can be discussing why did you mute me.
Sorry, sir.
No problem. Let us finish this class before you. Do you now get any other question? I think we have finished the class. It's only question time. So it's lincosamide.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. So we look at this table. You will see that lincosamide there. I think this table. Yes. Let's keep this. Look at this lincosamide. Have you seen this? Have you seen my cursor?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yes. 1960s to 1970s. So example of lincosamide is what do you call his name now?
Clindamycin. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question? I'm waiting, no. And if there is no other question, I think
I don't think there's any other question, sir.
So that we can release ourselves, so that we can do other things.
Thank you, sir, for the lecture.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Class, wait behind you. Don't go.
Thank you.
We should wait.
Thank you. You say?
I said the class should wait behind, sir. It's for the class.
Okay. I want you to get this thing. That's why I took my time. You know, I don't normally spend more than 2 hours, but you will see today that we have almost spent 3 hours now because of the kind of lectures I'm giving today. Some of them are more practically oriented, and I need to explain to you so that you can get this thing. I don't want anybody to go and cram anything. So once you understand it, you'll be able to put it in your own words and you will get your mark. I hope you all got the explanations.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so
much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Class rep, before
yes,
another to overtake what I plan to do, I think I should better send the materials now before.
Yes, sir. I will appreciate that, sir.
All right. It's okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me just exit my. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, madam. So let me exit myself, and so that you can have your meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful week ahead, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I did not. When I mute people, hello, class. One class, please.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
I'm Adedure. I'm just coming in for the first time. I'm very sorry for the noise. My house is very close to the church. That was why. Emma Binu.
Thank you, sir. At least
When you need
you are
to,
being very civil with it. Somebody was virtually abusing all of us on the platform because they were calling Berry and Jane
No, I know. I
on the
mean,
scene.
Nife, I say it's
No,
very
not you,
clear.
not
My house is
you.
very close.
I said
Okay,
you are
okay.
being civil with it, sir. I thank we appreciate your owning up
Thanks so much, sir.
and the apologies accepted. So sorry that I put you in the waiting room. I was even looking out for you. I didn't know when you left the waiting room. So sorry
I have
about
to
that.
react, but so I don't know how the class goes.
I understand.
Yes,
I
sir.
understand, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome. You are very much welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
You are
Yes, sir.
welcome, Dr. Adedire.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, like I said, I when I mute people's mic and video, I am muting the video because of the bandwidth and its effect on other people. If we are doing hello, one class, please. I said if we are doing ordinary audio, it is easier for us. The lecturer is already sharing a video or a file. So if we are doing video again, it will eat on people's bandwidth and people get distracted with videos because they might be listening and then somebody's watching. Let me see if this person is somebody I know. So that's why I mute people's video. If I mute your video, it doesn't mean you will not see what is going on the platform. We will not just see your face. That's just it. We will not see your own face. You will see whatever is going on the platform. And if you watch, if you watch me, once I enter, I mute my video. I don't go in with my video because I know the implication. It eats deep into people's bandwidth and data. So if you want to do roll call, everybody show your face, operation show your face. We will know that okay, unmute. We will call your name, you unmute, we'll see you, then you mute back. When you do virtual classes has its rules, and we must abide by those rules. We are all coming from corporate organizations, whether we are from HMB, UCH, wherever we are from. They are corporate organizations, and these virtual classes have its rule. The rule is you mute yourself when you are entering the class. Why I remain on mute is because I am the class rep and I must be seen to be communicating with the lecturer so that the lecturer knows that
Exactly.
he's not talking to himself alone.
Exactly.
So if me I'm muted and the lecturer is not asking, are you there? Am I communicating? It's not good enough.
That very guy, I've been watching him ever since we started this program.
He
doesn't take instructions at all. His video and his audio is always on, and he's distracting other people.
Exactly.
If he's not talking to himself, he's making some noise at the background. It's not wise now. We are all matured. So we will not leave what we are doing to attend to lecture, and some will now be having some distractions, and you will never pay attention to the lecture. And it will start. The people will come and be dragging the lecture.
It's costing me more than anybody else on the platform.
This kind of thing.
It's costing me more than anybody on the platform. So if I am
as if we are kids.
Because me, I have two functions. I am ensuring that the environment is conducive for us all, and I'm also modulating, and I'm also a student. So you can see I'm multitasking. It's not. I'm going to face the same exam as every one of you. So make my job easy for me now.
Sometimes the lecturer will not be able to show the slide. So the class rep is always the one to assist to show the slides.
Ẹjọ́ jẹ́ mẹ́rin kó jẹ́ 1,000. Àbíbò ni.
You see now.
Àbíbò ṣe wọ́n.
What we are talking now?
See, another person is Mary.
Where did you? Why did the lecture just abide? This is not the first time of we doing something on Zoom. If we have interview, will you be doing all this?
Maybe I should
I
make it like a webinar.
I think that should be rules and regulation.
If I make it into a webinar, it will only be me, the lecturer, and a few people that will be responding. That's it now.
Sometimes some of us, we don't respond when the lecturer asks questions. It's just for us not to create chaos in the class.
That is
Because
it
when
there.
too many people are talking, no, you will not be heard now. Who will you hear the voice? Amen.
Even me as the
And
class
the,
rep,
and the
I
more we
mute
respond, the
myself.
more
You will see me
happier our
muting
lecturer
myself.
will be.
If there is no need for me to talk, I mute myself. So please, so I don't do anything to spite anybody. It's not deliberate. I don't do anything to. So if anybody find him or herself logging out or being logged off, it is the network. The only person I've ever removed, I think I removed somebody in the morning, and I told her why, and she immediately apologized because she was logging in one with a phone that doesn't have a name, and it was causing distraction each time she logs in. It was making noise in the background. She apologizes, and this afternoon she adjusted, and she went with us throughout. And I even went ahead. To do a YouTube purposely because of the same guy, so that he can follow the YouTube. Hello. So I went purposely to do a YouTube because of him, because I wanted him to follow without distracting. So I made a YouTube live stream of what we were doing. He will be watching. He can only communicate via chat and not audio. And he rejected it and was still saying, anyway, that's him. I'm not bothered. I know him. I know his person, so I'm not bothered. So I know how to handle him. It's not an issue. When I see one-on-one, I know how to handle him. So please, anybody that takes off, I had to log that platform also to inhibit other people talking as well, because I don't want it to turn into an abusive forum and everybody's abusing one another. So I'm very sorry if anybody felt offended by his action. So I'm very sorry. So let's just take it in good stride and let's move on. Please, we will adjust.
Okay.
Perhaps I will have to have like 2 more people joining me to moderate as co-host, so that I won't be the only one muting people, because it might even escape my own knowledge to mute them.
Yes, I discovered that sometimes it escapes your knowledge.
Only one person is okay with you.
Maybe it's because Adegoke is not often online. If he's always online, he's the ID person. He knows what the rules are. He will just mute people instantly. So maybe I will need to get another person. The lecture note has been shared. I will share it on the platform. So I will look for somebody else who is also staying.
Somebody that is always in the class and will be.
Yes. I know Mrs. The 2 Machukus are always available. So any one of them will do. Any one of them will do. So thank you all. I'm very sorry.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, our class rep, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to give warning to those that did not mute themselves. Give warning, like maybe through the chat or private chat, that please mute yourself.
Hello, he has been doing that.
He
did that today. He did that today.
Video.
Mr. Fasasi did that today. He did it
did
several times.
You show your face.
So after doing that, nobody can say anything again.
I did it today.
He did it several times today. This is not the first time. He did it.
Why is Odega now saying all those things in our platform again?
It is him. You know him now.
And he's still showing his face.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Class rep, I have a question. Sorry, during the first lecture, Mr. Fasasi. Hello.
He has gone. He has gone.
Oh, okay. I will call him. No problem.
Maybe you should just shut him up.
So sorry, I was talking with the lecturer. Ms. Akinleye, you wanted to say something, sir, ma?
Yes, thank you for calling
Ms.
me.
Akinleye.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Talk, ma. We are with you. Your hand is raised up, Ms. Akinleye.
Yes, my hand is raised up because I want to.
Yes, ma.
Yeah. This is the virtual class, and I feel that this class is too noisy, very, very noisy. For the fact that the lecturer asks questions does not mean that everybody should talk. At least if we are here so that we know the lecturers and the lecturer can know us. We have this reaction symbol here. You can see that before I talk, I raise up my hand. But I find out that when I came here, people just talk randomly. And so maybe that is why it was not being properly controlled by others that still remain, they don't mute their phone or their devices. I feel we should use the reaction symbol here by either raising up hand and let the lecturer to check the participants' names and call them out. That is why we write our names out. For anyone that wants to talk, and then unmute and talk. Everybody should be muted. As the host, you have the right to mute everybody except the co-host, which is the lecturer. Then if you want to talk, you raise up your hand, then you unmute the person to talk. I think that's the only way out, because now the man gave an excuse that he was on a transit, and which maybe he is not too familiar to how they use Zoom. Even when you are on transit, you can use your earpiece or your earbud and remain mute and hear what they are saying, because we are not supposed to even know that anybody was on transit. This morning, I attended the morning class and I was on transit, but I try as much as possible that I remain mute. So if it's possible for you, Mr. Fasasi, please mute everybody as the host. Anybody that wants to talk should raise their hands up, and let you can help the lecturer to call that this person's hand is up, and then you unmute the person. I think it will save us a lot of arguments here. Then we won't have any cause to have issue. That's my own opinion, sir.
Thank you. That opinion is well noted. And we felt, okay, we are mature, we are adults, we are people that should be able to simply obey rules. That's why, because the moment I mute everybody upon entry and I don't allow a participant to unmute, I have to be muting unmuting everybody myself personally. And I don't want it to look like one is lording it over people. But now as it is, I think going forward, that's what exactly we'll be doing. I will restrict the participant right to unmute themselves in my settings. So subsequent lectures, everybody will be muted. So if you can't unmute yourself, know that it is a joint decision of the house. It is not mine alone. So that nobody will be calling me after that because of that. So thank you very much. I don't think we have any other thing to talk about. Virtually all the lectures that he took us on, that is Dr. Akinlabi, has been shared with me. Via my mail, I will share it on the platform so that we can go through it. Unfortunately, because of the cost of data, I could not, I won't be able to download the recorded version as it is now presently until maybe Monday, when I'll be doing a fresh subscription. And God, the cost of data is killing now. So these are sacrifices I have to put forward because I need to buy the data and I'll buy unlimited subscription so that, because these are pretty heavy files too. So then I'll edit it, cut off all the unnecessary part toward the end. Like this our meeting now, I have to cut it out from today's recording, and I'll share the recorded version up to when the lecturer exited the group. So thank you very much, everybody. So by Tuesday, good evening, ma.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Yes,
sorry,
ma.
I just want to,
Sorry, ma, I don't know who's speaking. No.
Mary Okwonla speaking, please.
Okay, Auntie Mary. Okay.
Please,
Yes,
I don't know if we have a good representation of the House presently. As it is, I think I'm talking to the whole House now. I think we should try as much as possible to support our rep with data. I think it's important because we all know what is going on right now. We know how expensive it is to get to buy data. So I think we should just agree on something, probably monthly or weekly, for him to assist him so that we can get all the materials that we are required. I don't know if this suggestion is going to be accepted, but it's just my suggestion. That's what I feel, because I know I can imagine how much data you need to do all of those things you are talking about. Thank you.
Yes, seconded by me too.
The idea is welcomed. So how much do we contribute?
How many are we in the House? That's the way we should, I think, look at it.
We're around 40 something, if I'm not mistaken.
If we are 40 something, even if we contribute 500 naira, that's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think the rep should send his account number so we drop it in there.
Yeah, you should put it on the platform.
No, please.
No, somebody should
Let's use somebody.
I will just spend your money because now I'll just be using it as it's coming.
Send money to me.
Okay, we can use somebody.
Yes.
I don't know who is talking, please. So who is talking right now?
That's Mrs. Akinleye. Mrs. Akinleye.
Let's use Mrs.
Sorry,
Akinleye's
Mrs.
account.
Akinleye.
Let's use Mrs. Akinleye's account to collate the money.
So all I need is just data. So, like somebody give me data, I don't want to, because she didn't tell me to mention her name. In fact, it was just when she couldn't get through, she thought my line is MTN, whereas it's not MTN. Don't be fooled by that number. That number is not MTN, no. If you do data or you do me credit,
you will talk to Mrs. Akinleye, right?
We'll give you in cash so that you can.
It's better we'll give you in cash. You know what to buy, please.
You buy it yourself, because
if
I don't
40
know the
people
network you are using.
Hello, ma. I feel if 40 people should contribute 500 naira, that's like 20,000. That should cover a whole session. I don't know. I'm just
anyway. I don't know the way I do data. The way I do data,
once it's finished, just let us know. That's just it.
Anyway, thanks for the gesture. The way I do my data, because I'm an heavy data user. Apart from the class, I also do some other things. So
there's no problem. Now, once you collect data from us, you know that we for the whole semester, you have to cover everything for us. We don't. Don't
worry. I'll put your money in the archive. So when I need emergency data for you,
no problem.
I'll go and use it.
It's fine.
Because I usually do my own monthly unlimited subscription. So
okay. The point is, we are asking you now: will 20,000 naira be okay for what you need to do for us?
No, I'm not doing it because I'm expecting you people to. So if you are giving me anything,
we just felt there is need to do this.
Welcome, really. Whatever you are doing.
It's just a support. What's
it's welcome. Whatever you are doing is welcome.
Whatever we are giving is a support. In addition to agreement.
If you don't give, you know me now. That's my nature. I will do whatever I can do to support
you. You have been doing it now. You have all this while you have been doing it, even without us giving you anything. You have been doing a lot. So just accept our token. Thank you.
Yes, in fact, it's appreciated. It's a gift.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mrs. Mary, you can just put it in the platform when he opens the platform. for
Okay.
just to let everybody know that that's a 500 naira, and I will
Yeah.
drop the account number.
There's no problem.
We
I'll
don't
do
need
that.
to say, except those who are here, we know that we are giving him the
Yes. We'll do
money
that.
for
I'll do it. I'll
Okay.
do it.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, everybody.
Thank you,
You're
Mr.
welcome,
Fasasi. You have been a wonderful colleague.
Thank
You
you so
really
much,
helped
man.
us well.
Don't
Thank
worry.
you.
When I come to
I
Lagos,
appreciate
I will come and you take me out.
Eat amala. No problem. Oh, just let me know.
But Shamala wa
No.
leko ni.
Alamala.
Awala la
Amala.
mala
Wọ́n máa
ẹ
rò
lè
pé
gbá wa lọ jàmá. Okay.
Ìbàdàn nìkan àmàlà wà. Alílẹ̀kọ́.
Àmàlà kan wà lókè kòtò. Àmàlà kan wà lókè kòtò lágége. Bóyá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣá.
Èmi ò mọ bẹ̀ yẹn, bọ̀ tẹ́ bá mọ bẹ̀ á gbé yín lọ bẹ̀.
Kẹ́ lè mọ̀ pé mi mọ èmi ọmọ Èkó làwa náà ni.
Òtún àlẹ́ ṣọ́ọ̀pù wọ́n sì ń ta àmàlà yẹn ní Agége. Agége tẹ́ bá jẹ́ Agége lè dá pẹ́sì màmọ́ mọ́ o. Lè dá Agége mọ̀ mọ́ o. Okay, any nice weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.